Our soul exists on many planes, because there are many planes forming the strata of the human experience. The planes where one feels the most fear or insecurity are the planes that the will of that person's soul will experience the greatest difficulty, or be incapable of manifesting itself, in direct proportion to the degree of its lack. Where one is strong and confident, one's will can be made manifest, and because this gradation of willpower varies from person to person, the world as we perceive it appears to be diverse and complex. We are constantly in a fluctuating state in a relationship to our confidence and fear. This is why we can at times manifest great things, while at other times recede and contract. The ebb and flow of this living experience, and at what rate or cadence that follows, is what determines how and at what rhythm our lives unfold. Finding courage to overcome a fear and express one's will result in confidence if one achieves at least a basic level of success or forward progress toward that goal. The person can then build upon that momentum to accumulate even more confidence by the courageous application of self-will, and the more one does, the better one becomes. However, if incapable of being truly objective about one's abilities or limitations, eventually an encounter or experience more powerful than one's self-perception could shatter much of any acquired confidence and bring the individual back to square one. Failure to successfully overcome fears will generally result in becoming less confident, which will manifest as less power to affect change in the external world, rendering an otherwise intelligent or attractive person impotent through his or her recriminations and self-doubt. The static charge of self-doubt resulting from failure due to one's lack of courage or even hubris, it can be so overwhelming it can begin to take on a life of its own through the process of exponential amplification, thus eroding the psyche of the individual through negative mind talk. Losing personal battles and then retreating from further engagement will only make matters worse. You know the old expression of how important it is after a failure to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back on your horse. You may ultimately need to adjust your riding style somewhat, but failure to get back on the horse will doom anyone to a life living in perpetual limbo. This beast can be defeated though, but the energy necessary to do this can at times seem Herculean, given the fact that the person can be attempting to effect positive change from a position of extreme imbalance. Application of even positive force from a position of imbalance doesn't work on any level of reality, so the first thing anybody must do before they can hope to effect positive change is to restore equilibrium to their mind, soul, body via discipline, thought, non-thought process. All energies must be focused on getting back to zero before you can even hope to go forward. You must, as Monty Python once said, seek your life's dream of lion taming via banking. That is, if you're miserable living your life as an accountant. If you're not in balance, or at least close to it, then forget about manifesting great things for yourself. Masters in the martial art known as Aikido train many years to develop this balance before they can even hope to effectively use their built-up ki energy. The obvious knowing and application of this energy at the correct moment can accomplish seemingly effortless superhuman energetic feats. Similar to ki power, as I understand it, is one's sense of humor or wit, which too is a magical energy not fully appreciated when understood using solely left brain analysis. One may understand the form or logically understand its ironic components, how it must work or how something must be funny, but the energetic property of humor is denied to those without an ability to properly integrate the magic of holistic right brain perspective through a process of contextual symbiosis. One can analyze the mating rituals of humans, the application of flirtation signals like body movements and eye contact, and understand them intellectually, yet not have the ability to effectively perform the most basic of human functions. However, this knowing is still applied effectively by people who have not brought this scientific knowledge to their conscious attention, and I imagine that to do so would certainly be counterproductive, and that it would slow down the critical reaction time necessary for efficacious application of their natural intuitive understanding. Should one first have to process their inherited intuitive understanding through the left brain, like in the act of explaining a joke, all the critical energetic nutrients are suddenly obliterated once they've been zapped by the metaphorical microwaves of the left hemisphere of the human brain. So don't think too much, or as David Byrne, the lead singer of the band The Talking Heads, once said, stop making sense. And why? Because it's good advice. So remember, seeking qualities in a life partner that you do not possess, and vice versa, will lead to the union of two imbalanced individuals and will bring upon you all the dysfunction and codependent drama so toxic to the freedom of your sacred human soul. One must become as close to balance as possible. Once achieved, can seek union with another who is also attuning and aligning themselves with these spiritually enriching energies.